for Polk County is now in session. The Honorable Judge Odell McGee presiding.
You may be seated. The Truancy Court Jan for Polk County for January 2011 is now in session. I want to thank you for joining us, and I want to thank all of you who are present today. We have several cases on our docket. Of course, this is Truancy Court, and this is a whole new year. We're working very hard to make certain that our young people understand that they have to go to school and that their parents are instrumental in making sure that they get there. So if you join us, we hope you join us with the idea that you will look, listen, and learn from the experience of some others who might be before this court. Because the whole idea of this court is to make certain that our young people see and understand that Iowa is very serious about making certain that its young people go to school. And with that, I think we'll call our first case. Prosecutor, ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor. The state is ready to proceed. The
first case.
Thank you, Your Honor. State of Iowa versus Mavis Pacheco, SM number 317562. Your Honor, this is date and time that was set for an initial appearance. Your Honor, Mavis Pacheco is present along with, is this Ulysses? We also have an interpreter here too, Your Honor. And we have Jim Mitchell from the school, and I'm Chris Gonzalez, Polk County Attorney's Office. Your Honor, I believe that she has finished or completed an application for a court-appointed attorney that just should be before the court, Your Honor.
Well, Ms. Pacheco, I have a affidavit here today that you filled out requesting that this court appoint counsel for you. Did you have an opportunity to review this document with the interpreter? And did you understand all the provisions in the application?
Yes.
And you will swear that all the statements in the applications are true. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, then. All right, then we will appoint counsel for you based on the affidavit that you've submitted to the court. Who's first on our list today? Stephen Cooper. Mr. Cooper will represent you in these matters. It's my understanding that the state of Iowa has filed a truancy violation alleging that you failed to send your child, Ulysses Rios, age 15, to Lincoln High School in violation of state compulsory education laws. And seemingly the individual was out of school between August 26th and November the 11th. The court at this time is going to enter a plea of not guilty for you, and we're going to set the matter down for a hearing. But before we do that, I will hear from the school at this time in reference to these matters.
Your Honor, Jim Mitchell, school social worker at Lincoln South Academy. In regards to Ulysses, for this school year, he has been absent 36 days, and 9 of those days excused. It's been difficult for me to converse with the young man because on the days that I am at school, it seems like he has not been. So we have not had much communication about the reasons behind his absences.
Okay. Ms. Gonzalez.
Thank you, Your Honor. If I may approach with a proposed order, Your Honor, we're setting this matter down. We're requesting to set this matter down for a pretrial conference on February 2nd at 3:30 p.m. here in this courtroom. And pending that, we would ask that a tracker be provided to this family, and also that just for information too, there are 2 other elementary children that will be filing a level 2 preliminary complaint and setting that matter also down for initial appearance in February for 2 other children. And I may approach with the proposed order.
You may approach. Mrs. Pacheco, I'm going to answer the plea of not guilty for you. I'm going to set the matter down for a hearing, and that hearing is going to be set for the 2nd of February 2011 at 3:30 here at the Des Moines City Council chambers. And that's when you will appear next. And Mr. Cooper, your attorney, will take the opportunity to discuss these matters with you and discuss some things that may be done. Do understand, Ms. Pacheco, that we did appoint counsel for you, but ultimately you will have to pay for his representation. That is required by the law at some point in the future. You understand that? And Ulysses, is that your name?
Yeah.
How old are you, Ulysses?
15.
You're 15 years old. And you go to Lincoln South?
Yeah.
What grade are you in?
9th.
You're in 9th grade, so you're at the special school. I mean, that's not a special school, but they do have an academy of some type over there on Porter, right?
Lincoln South?
That's Lincoln South, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you have the Lincoln South and you have the Lincoln Big School, right?
Yeah.
You play sports or anything?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't want to.
You don't want to? Well, what are you interested in?
Like, what do you mean am I interested in?
I mean, what kind of things do you like to do? You don't play sports? You don't like sports?
I like sports, but, I just don't like sports.
Well, aren't you good enough to play?
Kind of.
Well, if you're good enough, why aren't you playing? Don't you want to excite and, be the big man on campus, play sports? All the people like you. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, I mean, so what do you do? What do you like?
Just hanging out, you know?
Huh?
Hanging out.
You like hanging out. You understand, Ulysses, that the law requires, at least Iowa law requires, that you have to go to school. And if you don't go to school, your mother can go to jail. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
I heard that you've missed 36 days, and maybe 9 of those were excused. All the other days were not excused. Don't you understand that the way the law reads is if you don't go to school, they're going to come and take your mother to jail?
Yeah.
Do you understand that?
Yes.
So what are you going to do about that?
Try to go to school.
Okay. You want to help your mother, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't there anything you like about Lincoln South? I mean, the classes or the people or anything?
Isn't that wrong?
There's nothing wrong? You just don't want to go to school. And so you like to hang out all day.
Pretty much.
What are you going to be when you grow up?
I don't know.
You don't have any idea? You don't have any dreams or hopes for yourself?
I don't think so.
There's nothing in the world that you can see out here that you want to be when you get... Because, you're 15. In 3 years, your mother can kick you out. So what's going to happen if she decides, Ulysses, I'm sick of you, get out of my house? What are you going to go do?
I don't know.
You don't know. Do you care?
Yeah.
Well, you ever thought about taking a little time while you're hanging out and say, what can I see happening with Ulysses 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, and set some goals? You have no goals? You have nothing that you want to do next year?
Well, I want to be like a tattoo artist. So.
You want to be a tattoo artist? Well, even for that, don't you think you have to either go to a training program or go to school to learn how to do it? Would you want somebody to tattoo you who didn't have any education? Well, I'm just trying to understand. If you have these dreams and aspirations, you have to at least sit down and plan that I got to get this so that I can get this. You understand that? I think one of the worst things that can happen to our young people is a guy seems to be very bright, you seem to have a lot on the ball, and you're wasting it. What's that all about?
I don't know.
Okay, tell me. When are you going to wake up? You're 15 now. You have 3 years before you're an adult. So when is it going to happen for you?
I want it to happen this year.
Well, maybe we have to wake you up. Is that what you're trying to say? Making you understand that there are some repercussions from what you do? Okay, you going to make me a promise you're going to try to go to school?
Yeah, I'm going to try.
And while you're there, would you take some time to look into those courses and see, is there any course you like? Math, maybe? History? Biology?
Probably history. I'm not good at math.
Well, take some time to talk to the teacher and see what she would say, the type of professions, the type of areas that you should go in, and pick one. Pick something. Say, Ulysses want to be, and just tell yourself you want to be, and whatever it is. I don't care how crazy it is. And say, you want to be a tattoo artist, that's good. But I don't know any millionaire tattoo artists. You want to have a lot of money, don't you? Don't you want to have a lot of money when you grow up?
Yeah.
Well, pick a profession where you have a lot of money. You know. Don't you think so?
If I do, yeah.
You're smart, aren't you? You can do anything you want to?
If I want to, yeah.
Okay, then. Well, pick something in which you're going to have a lot of money so you can buy your mama a house. Don't you want to do that?
Yeah.
All right. Listen, man, the only thing I'm trying to say is that you need to start thinking about where you're going. The theory is the one that I advocate in my courtroom every day. If you don't know where you're going, where do you go?
Nowhere.
Nowhere. I told you were smart. So what you need to do is what?
Go to school.
Go to school and start thinking about what you can do to help your mom and help the world. You're bright, good looking, got everything going for you. And all you have to do is reach out and grab it. Reach out and grab it. Think about what you want to be, man. In ninth grade, start working on something. Work on becoming a teacher or a doctor or a lawyer, maybe even president of the United States. Wouldn't it be nice if you become president?
Yeah.
Could you do it?
I don't know. Probably.
Oh, no, that's the wrong answer. You're supposed to say yes.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you back here next month on February the 2nd. And you come back because I want to talk to you again and see what you have done and to see what you are doing to reach and to find some goals. You just need to find something to do. And there's so many things out in the world. Just reach out, grab it. Okay? All right? All right, then.
Can we get a tracker assigned, Your Honor?
Oh, okay. Next step, counseling service, I guess is the next one on the list. We'll assign them to represent you. Anybody from next step? All right. That's all for today, Mr. Pinchenko. Next case, please.
Your Honor, the next case is State of Iowa versus Wendy Mendoza. Your Honor, Ms. Mendoza is here with her son, Oscar. Oscar is enrolled at Lincoln South, and Jim Mitchell is here from the school. We're here today for purposes of an initial appearance. The state would ask that this matter be set down for a pretrial conference on February 2nd, 2011, here at the Des Moines City Hall. The state is also recommending that a tracker be assigned to Oscar. But as stated, Mr. Mitchell is here from the school, and I believe Ms. Mendoza has filled out an application for an attorney.
Ms. Mendoza, you have filled out an application here for court-appointed counsel, at least an affidavit. You're stating that you understood all of the statements in this statement through your interpreter? Yes. And you will certify that all of these statements are true? Yes. All right. Then the court will appoint Adam Kerwell to represent you. Do you understand, Ms. Mendoza, that I am appointing him to represent you? But do understand at some point you would have to pay back to the state any costs that he incurs as representing you in this matter. You understand that? Yes. Okay. All right, then. Mr. Kerwell has been appointed your counsel. He'll represent you today and throughout these proceedings. We have a report from the school. I will hear that report at this time.
Your Honor, Oscar has been absent a total of 21 days this school year. 6 of those days have been excused. I have sent a letter to the mother on one occasion regarding the absences, and also I have had a couple conversations with Oscar about his absences. Obviously, that hasn't worked yet.
Thank you, sir. Well, Ms. Mendoza, you've been charged with truancy in violation of our code section 299 of the Code of Iowa. And St. Oscar did not go to school between August 30th and November 5th in the year of 2010. And for that, they've charged you with truancy in violation of Iowa law. I'm going to enter that plea of not guilty for you and continue your release at this time. And Oscar Gonzalez, is that correct?
Yep.
How old are you, Oscar?
15.
You're 15 years old? You go to Lincoln South too, is that correct?
Yep.
Ninth grade?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. You like school?
Now and then, yeah.
Now and then. What do you like about it? Anything?
I don't know.
Okay. Oscar, we're here to talk about education. I like to get to know the young people in my court, so I ask a lot of questions about you, and because I want to get to know you. What are you interested in becoming? You ever thought about what you want to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now?
No.
You don't know what you want to be? You looked around the community and saw anybody doing anything that you really like? Police officer, firefighter, teacher, doctor, lawyer, professor? None of that stuff, huh? What do you think's going to happen to you 5 years from now, man? You've never thought about where you might be 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Is there anything you want to be? All right. Let's try it this way. You look around and you saw things. You have to have at least thought about what kind of work you're going to do when you're outside of mama's house. They can't keep you forever, right? So if you never thought you want to be an artist or a football player or a basketball player, anything like that, just nothing never excited you. Well, you see a lot of people on TV. You watch TV, don't you?
Yeah.
Go to movies?
Yeah.
Isn't there anybody in the TV or the movies that you want to be like? No. Well, Oscar, let me just say this. As I spoke with the last young man and talking to you about the same stuff, you got to go somewhere in the next 3 years. Are you willing to just let tomorrow dictate what's going to happen to you? Or do you want to take charge of your life and you decide what's going to happen to you tomorrow? I ask the same question. If you don't know where you're going, you don't have anything in sight, where do you think you're going to go, man?
Nowhere.
Do you care? Okay, good. That's the first yes you've given me today. I was getting I feel a little frustrated here. You know what you need to do? You have to come back and see me next month. I want you to do me a favor. Sit down, look around at the whole wide world. Look on TV, look on billboards. If you want to, read a couple of books, but find something that you like, that you think you can do. You're smart, aren't you?
Yeah.
Man, you smart. Why are you going to deny the world the opportunity to know what Oscar is all about? Why you want to do that?
I don't know.
You like to hang out too? What does that mean? My son says that. I don't know. You just like to sit around somebody's house and play video games and watch TV? Is that what hanging? I don't know. What is hanging out? I should have asked that question. I might be totally wrong.
Go back.
What was that? Chill back. That's not good enough. I want to, what do you do when you chill back? What is that? What? Play video games. Oh, you like sports? Are you good at any of them? Okay, but Lincoln South needs you. My son plays, well, he's supposed to play on the basketball team. He plays on the wrestling team, but I won't tell you what his record is because he probably want to beat me up. But anyway, they have lots of needs for good people like yourself over there in the sports program at Lincoln. They would love to have you come and play basketball. They'd love to have you come and play football. You ever thought about it?
No.
You gave me the toughest truth first. Is that what's happening today? I mean,
I guess, Your Honor. Your Honor, I do have a proposed order.
oh, bring it up. Look at it. My goodness. Oscar, I, more than anything in the world, hate to see people like yourself growing up like corn. In other words, you're just growing up and you don't have any place to go or anything to do, and you're waiting for the life or the world to dictate what should happen to you. Man, you have so much to offer the world. I just don't understand why you're not out there beating it, saying, hey, give me my part. While you're just willing to let them say, we're going to throw you over here, Oscar, we're going to throw you over there, Oscar, and you're just willing to go. You got to take charge of your life, man. And at 15, you should start saying, I want to go here and do this. When I was 15, let me tell you, I'm going to tell you. You know, I wanted to go live in Europe. And I thought, you know, I want to go live in Europe. I want to see what those people look like on the other side of the world. And you know what? I set out to do that. I didn't have any money. My parents were poor. But you know what? I went and lived a year in Europe because I asked, requested, and people saw that I wanted to do something, and they were willing to help me out. If you want to do something, all you have to do is ask. But if you don't ask, I'll see you down at the courthouse in 5 years. And you'll be still not sure what you want to do with your life and not where you want to go. And that, I'm sad every day that I go home because I have to send people like you to jail or to prison. Please, you do me a favor? By the time you come back and see me next month, would you think about some things? Pick 3. You know, the craziest thing in the world, something just pick 3. And come back here and tell me what you want to do with your life, okay? All right. Ms. Mendoza, we're going to set this down for a pretrial conference. We'll see you back here again next month on the 2nd of February at 3:30 p.m. for a pretrial conference. You will have an opportunity to talk to Mr. Kerwall about your case, and we'll try to get it worked out. Now, I have one more request, Oscar. You understand that your mom is looking at jail time if you don't go to school. So you got to do her a favor, man. You got to get yourself up and go to school. And I'm going to give New Sites Programs the opportunity to work with you and get you up and make sure you get there. And let me tell you, I know that man. Mr. Thompson don't play. He's going to call and dog you to death. So help him and help yourself, okay? All right, we set that next meeting, Ms. Mendoza, down for the 2nd of February, 2011 at 3:30 p.m. back here at the Des Moines City Council Chambers. Mr. Kerwall will tell you all about what you need to do and will help you. The tracker, Mr. Thompson, will also give you a hand and make sure that he help you get him up and get him to school and make sure he's there. But we won't need that because Oscar has promised me that he's going to go to school. So I'm not going to worry about it. So you have an easy job. That's all. I'll see you back here next. 3 things. Don't forget me. Okay? Thank you.
Your Honor, next case is State of Iowa versus Aisha Matlock. Your Honor, Ms. Matlock is here with her daughter, Angela. Angela is supposed to be attending Johnson Middle School. She is here. Are also present from Johnson Middle School is Josh Kennedy and Angela Hunt. Your Honor, it's my understanding that Ms. Matlock has filled out an application for an attorney. And we're here today for purposes of initial appearance.
Well, Ms. Matlock, I see that you have made a request for counsel to be appointed to you in this matter. Is that correct? Yes, You had an opportunity to review this affidavit that we gave you to fill out? Yes. Did you go through this document?
Yes.
And did you understand all of the questions?
Yes.
And you did answer them truthfully?
Yes.
All right. Who's up next?
Bushell.
Mr. Bushell. I'm going to appoint Mr. Bushell to represent you in this matter. As I told everybody else, you do understand that this appointment is given to you, but if there are any charges, you might ultimately have to pay for some of these things. You understand that, Ms. Matlock?
Yes,
all right, then. We're going to hear from Johnston School District and see what they have to say about this young lady's attendance.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
My name's Angela Hunt. I'm a family outreach counselor with Johnston Community School District. Angela does a great job when she's in school. However, she's missed a total of 28 unexcused days, and she has missed 285 class periods. So the concern is she is an open enrolled student. She actually resides in Des Moines. Her home school would be North. She is more than welcome to continue with our school district, but her attendance is important. So I've been discussing with Mom about the possibility of just figuring out what North has to offer her. So we do have a scheduled appointment to speak with an administrator at North High School on the 10th next week of January. It's just not working out. She's had difficulties with transportation, just not having a reliable way. We've even gone so far to buy her a bus pass. Even with that, her attendance was spotty at best. So she's just having lots of problems getting to school, and it's considerable distance from where she lives to the high school in Johnston.
Well, Ms. Matlock, they've charged you with truancy in violation of Iowa law. They're saying that Angela did not get to school between August 30th and the 8th of November, and she's violated the compulsory laws of the state of Iowa. And also, they said that you failed to comply with the mediation agreement. And I'm going to plead of not guilty for you today. We're going to set the matter down for another hearing here in a minute. Mr. County Attorney?
Yeah, Your Honor, the state is asking that pretrial conference be set in this matter February 2nd, 2011 here at the Des Moines City Hall. And the state is also recommending that Angela cooperate with a tracker. So if we could assign a tracker today, that'd be great. And I do have a proposed order setting out what I just said.
Okay. All right. Was there any... Did you have something you want to say?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Ms. Matlock, I'm going to set this down for a pretrial conference. I'm going to set it for the 2nd of February, 2011 at 3:30 p.m. You'll be coming back to visit with me again here at the Des Moines City Council chambers. Is this Angela? How are you today, Angela? Now move a little closer to the microphone. Okay, I hear you. Now, how are you today?
Fine.
And how old are you?
16.
You're 16 years old. Okay. And what grade are you in out at Johnston?
10.
You're in the 10th grade? What are you going to be when you become an adult, Angela?
I want to go for child psychology.
You want to be a child psychologist? Oh. You like working with young people?
Yep.
Okay. Well, now the school's saying that you're not going to school. And what does that mean? What's happening?
I don't know. I'm in school.
You like hanging out too, or you just can't get to school?
I just can't get there.
You can't get there? Well, would it be better? I mean, you think you'd do better at North? I mean, you can get there better, or is it in the area?
Yep.
You don't want to go to North?
I do.
Oh, you do want to go? Oh.
First, she didn't at first, but we decided last night that we wanted to.
Okay, so we are thinking about a transfer to North. Mm-hmm. Well, Angela, the most important thing, and I won't beat you down or anything, you understand that you got to have an education to become a child psychologist. You wouldn't want anybody to be psychoanalyzing your daughter or your son if you have one in the future, unless they were educated, right? Okay. So you do understand that school is important if you want to reach your dreams. And is that your dream now? Okay. So you understand that also, that if you don't go to school and your mom has a duty to get you there, that this judge might have to put her in jail. I hate that more than anything else. It just makes me very sad. I mean, you might not care about that, but when I have to put folks in jail, you understand that, don't you? So you going to help me out?
Yep.
You going to go to school?
Mm-hmm.
Promise me?
Yep.
You a woman of your word?
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, like it'll take some time for her to get in at North, but her transportation is still an issue, so how can they help us? In that she is there currently, we need help.
Do we have any idea when North might let her back in or would take her on? Could she just start there? I mean, I don't know with this program. Does it have constraints?
Well, second semester starts around the 18th.
Yes.
So the 10th is the date of our appointment. And so because there are some mitigating factors, and if I may disclose, she's...
No.
Okay. We are working with some other issues right now as far as finding programming for her. She has attended night school. We've offered half-day programs for her. So it's kind of to see what North has available to offer her too.
Okay, you mean in terms of extended programs like that. I know that they are provided for in Des Moines, some of the programs. Mm-hmm. I mean, is there any other place that we could potentially get her into that would be able to continue with our education? Why? When people are sick, don't we have a process by which they can do some type of work at home or do something to keep up or something?
Absolutely. I've already inquired with our special ed director about homebound.
That's right.
And that is, I've been told she's not eligible for that at this time because she's choosing not to go to school, not because there's a health ailment that's preventing her from coming. Trust me, I've tried.
Well, the only reason why I'm saying that because it seemed to me that in a situation where obviously they assumed that they could have the ability to get to school, but now they can't get to school because they're so far away. Mm-hmm. I'm certain that we want to accommodate and help people who are having difficulties. If she can't make it to school, I mean, I'm not saying that is because of sickness, but she can't get there.
Right. She's about 3/4 of a mile away from her home school of North High School, mm-hmm. and she's about 12 miles away from Johnston High School. So DART Metro bus would run by her home, and regardless if she went to North or to us, it is way easier to get on that DART Metro bus to go to North than it is to get up super early and transfer to a location near Merle Mall to catch one of our Johnston buses to get to school. I'm trying to find her the easiest path to school.
Well, I mean, of course, I'm sure you discuss these type of things at the mediations or whatever you have in reference to this type of a case, but I am one of those type of people who don't believe that we should have rigid rules. When we have rigid rules, we always fail. But I understand if those are the policies of Johnston, that they cannot accommodate a situation like this, at least until the end of the year, when she's going to be leaving your school. If she's willing to make up the work and to do the work or attempt to do the work at home, I would hope that the school system would accommodate her and give her an opportunity and would work with her on this. I mean, it's just my request.
Absolutely. And I think we are limited to what options we have. The night school was a good option. The half-day schedule was a good option. Ultimately, we have Metro West, our learning academy, that we can send students, but that's even further away because that's near Grimes. So that doesn't seem like a realistic option either. So we can definitely go back to the drawing board, but Mom's been working with me to find out what other options she has.
And I asked them for a bus pass, and we were told that we couldn't have one after the first one. We've only had one.
We gave her for 1 month, and her attendance did not improve when we purchased that. And that came out of at-risk budgeting from my department.
Well, I'm hoping that, Mr. Michelle, I will put the auspices on you and the school system to try to work out some accommodations and to help this family. It's most important that this young lady be learning and developing. We want to be a great child psychologist, and that should always be the first factor in the education of our children. I'm hoping that we can find something that's acceptable. We will set this down for another hearing next month, and we'll come back and look at it again. And by that time, hopefully, we'll have made some decisions as to whether she should transfer to North, and as well, if North High School would take her, I hope. I do understand, but as I said, the theory should be, from my perspective, is the education of children. And of course, it was a mistake, but we need to work with it and hopefully come up with something that's acceptable to everyone. What's important is that Angela go to school and that Angela learn. All right. That's all I can do. We'll set it down for a hearing. The pretrial conference is set for the second day of February 2011 at 3:30. That's when you're back, Ms. Matlock. Talk to Mr. Kerwall and work with him. He will be, I'm sure, talking to the county attorney's office and also the school system, and we're trying to work out some things for you. And as well, that's that, Mr. Bouchel? Oh, I said Kerwall? Well, Bouchel, I'm sorry. Yo, never mind. All right. Next step counseling, are you still here? Yes, sir. All right, you get a second one. Okay. So that's what we'll do at this time, Ms. Matlock. And hopefully we can get this stuff worked out and come back next month, and they'll want to dismiss it or at least continue it until we can see how she'll do it north. Thank you so much. We'll see you back here next month. That's all.
Next case is State of Iowa versus Bobby Schermerhorn.
Okay, Mr. Bobby Schermerhorn.
Ms. Schermerhorn is here with her son, Adam. Adam attends, or I guess sometimes doesn't attend, the New Sites program. We're here today for purposes of an initial appearance, and I believe Ms. Schermerhorn has filled out an application for court-appointed counsel.
All right, Ms. Schermerhorn, I understand that you've had an opportunity to review an application for the appointment of counsel. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you understand all the provisions of this application?
Yes.
And you have made a true statement to the questions that was asked therein?
Yes.
All right, we will appoint Charles Isaacson. To represent you. He will represent you in these matters. Mr. County Attorney?
Your Honor, we are here today for purposes of an initial appearance. The state is asking that this matter be set down for a pretrial conference on February 2nd, 2011 here at the Des Moines City Hall. Also, as stated, Adam attends the New Sites program. Kristen Tagg is the social worker from that program. She could not be here today, so Mr. Mitchell is filling in for her. But I do have a proposed order.
I'm trying to understand. The New Sites program, is that the program that we work with to on truancy? Is that your program, Mr. Thompson?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I'm sure we appoint you to represent him there in terms of someone to make sure he gets to school. All right. We'll hear from the school at this time. I understand it says he failed to attend McCombs, Hoyt, and New Sites. So he was he in school at one of those places and also participating in your program?
Yes, he was in those schools programs last year, Hoyt, and he was referred to us at the end of the semester because he wasn't going to school. So we brought him to our school every day for him to do work and stuff there, and it worked out pretty good. He started off the year pretty good, but then he started missing. I think he missed a total of about 21 days here the whole school year, 25 the whole school year. It hasn't really been on Mom because she has been giving us a call, but it's just been that we haven't been able to find him. Either when she calls us, he takes off running, or he isn't at home at his other friend's house. So that's why he's missed so much.
Okay. Let's hear from the school. Or the other school, I suppose.
Jim Mitchell for Kristen Tagg, school social worker. As stated earlier, he had missed 25 days last year in 7th grade. This year he's missed 13 and a half days. Since the referral to court, he has not missed any, but has been tardy 4 days. And as stated earlier, he is receiving, or at least they're trying to offer special services, but it's been difficult to locate him to provide those services.
And what kind of service are you proposing to offer him, Mr. Mitchell?
Excuse me?
What kind of programs are you proposing to offer him, man?
Well, he does have the remedial services assigned to him.
Okay.
Okay.
Adam, is it?
Yeah.
You're 13?
Yes.
Adam? You thought about what you're going to become when you grow up?
Well, I want to be a mechanic or an artist.
A mechanic or an artist? Well, you know, both of those require that you go to school. So where are you going to pick up your schooling at if you don't go? You don't know? You like to hang out too, huh?
Sometimes, and my uncle tells me school's more important than hanging out with friends, and you got to get your education and not miss school.
And you know that then.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
Well, thought I'd be cool some days and miss and hang out with my sister's boyfriend. Other days, I just went over to my friend's house when I didn't go to school.
Well, you understand that by not going to school, you're hurting your parents because they are looking at some jail time. You understand that?
Yes.
And you don't want to see them in jail, do you? So, I don't know about this hanging out stuff. What do you do when you hang out?
Just sat around, play Xbox, watch TV.
I mean, I think that Xbox was probably not good. But, you know, I guess you'd be watching TV if you didn't have the Xbox, so I guess there's always something. But anyway, we do understand from what your uncle tells you that education is important. And if you don't go to school and learn something, how are you going to get to be a mechanic? Or how are you going to get to be an artist? You know, you got to have some ability. You understand that? So I don't have to harp on you and explain to you the importance of education. You already know that, right? You already have some goals, right? So why are you going to deny the world the opportunity to get to know Adam? To get to know what your skills are? For you to create a beautiful picture or to fix a fine car? You know, now you understand that you got to do this. Are you just holding off? What is it? You don't know. You want to go to school? All right. Then I believe that what has happened in the past was just a mistake. And you're going to correct it. Is that correct?
Yes.
So when you come back in next month, you're not going to have any missed school unless it's an excused absence. Is that correct?
Yes.
Hey. You promising me this?
Can you say that again?
I said, you are promising me this?
Yes.
Well, hey, I got your promise, and I know you're a man of your word, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay. When we see you on February 2nd, when is the date, Christina? Ms. Gonzalez? You know, it's February the 2nd. You're going to come back and see me again, and you're going to come in there smiling because you have enjoyed being in school for a whole month. Is that correct? All right, then. All right. I'm looking forward to seeing you. We'll see you back here next month, Mr. Shimmerhorn. Ms. Shimmerhorn. February 2nd at 3:30 p.m. back here at the City of Des Moines Chambers. You're going to bring this young man with you, and he's going to have a good report for Judge McGee. That right?
Yes.
Okay. That's all. I'm sorry. Next case, please.
Next case of the State of Iowa versus Rachel Lint, SR number 241837. Your Honor, this is the day and time that was set for a pre-trial conference. Rachel Lint is present, along with her attorney, Charles Isaacson. I think Ethan is also present, Your Honor, and Nancy Lynch from the school is present. And I'm Chris Gonzalez with the Polk County Attorney's Office. Your Honor, it would be the state's recommendation. We'd ask the court that we continue this matter for a pretrial conference status hearing on May 4th at 3:30 p.m. here in this courtroom. We will also ask that there was previously has been scheduled a trial for January 26th at 8 o'clock p.m. We'll ask that that be canceled. That the mother and the child have been attending school. The child has been attending school. The mother's been doing a good job with that. We just want to make certain that that continues, Your Honor, until at least the end of the school year. Because this is filed as a serious misdemeanor, the parties have also waived speedy trial, Your Honor. If I may approach with the proposed continuation order and the waiver of speedy trial.
You may do so at this time. Mr. Isaacson, I would hear in reference to the request by Mr. Gonzalez that this matter be continued for a second pretrial conference. What is your thoughts on this?
Your Honor, we agree to the second pretrial conference in May.
All right. And what trial date do we have proceeded? Did we set a new trial date, Ms. Gonzalez?
Your Honor, we haven't at this time. In looking at that, I believe that it would be either the 16th of May would be an appropriate trial date, that would be a Monday, Your Honor, and it would be during a jury week, unless the parties waive a jury. They haven't done that at this time, but I think what we're looking at is that if this continues, we would be looking at dismissing at cost to the defendant, Your Honor. And so we could possibly look at a trial date when we come back for the second pretrial. But if you want a date now, it looks like it would be the 16th.
Well, I always like to have everything on par in case something gets missed. We know that the next date is going to be trial. So we'll set it for May 16th at 8 o'clock in room 101 of the Polk County Courthouse.
So I'm looking at the calendar, Your Honor, and it appears that we're looking at the 23rd or the 25th of May would be a jury week that we can actually do it on the 23rd or the 25th. Additionally, Your Honor, if she waives jury, then we could go on to a non-jury week of the 30th, Your Honor. But at this point, it would be the 23rd or the 25th.
Well, we're hoping that you can get it resolved and everything will go good. So let's just set it for the 23rd, 8 o'clock a.m. in room 101 of the Polk County Courthouse. And hopefully we'll get it resolved on the 4th and won't have to consider the trial date. But I do think we should have it on par to go to trial rather than sitting around waiting. I like to keep things on par. Anything else, Mr. Isaacson, before I hear from the school?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we hear from the school at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor. Nancy Lynch, school social worker at Howe Elementary. It has been much better since our last court date, which wasn't that long ago, but there's just been one absence. But the parent did get a doctor's note, so I was very glad. The communication has been much better between the parent and the school since we've met.
And Ethan, how are you today?
Good.
You going to school every day, I see. Having any fun over there?
Yeah.
At Howe? You enjoying it? I know you play sports? You don't play, well, you want to, but you don't play them yet? They don't have any programs at Howe? How old are you? Just 9?
8.
You're 8. Okay. And you don't have any sports over there? I bet you play at noon, don't you?
Football.
You play football. You want to play football? What position? You going to be on the line, or you going to be one of those running backs?
Quarterback.
Quarterback. Hey, right now. You know, quarterback is the brain of the team, so you gotta know a lot of stuff. You understand that? You gotta know all those plays. You know, you gotta go to school and learn how to read and read well, because the coach will give you what they call a playbook, and you know, they're really thick. You gotta learn those plays, so you gotta go to school. You understand that, don't you? Okay, all right. You're gonna be a quarterback. Chicago Cubs, Chicago Bears.
Yep.
Right team. Although they didn't do so great this year, but that's all right. They're coming back.
They made the playoffs, didn't
What was that?
They made the playoffs.
Oh, 10-5. Yeah, I know they made the playoffs, but let me not voice doom on my team. Sorry about that. They're gonna do great. They're gonna play New Orleans for the championship. The New Orleans fell out, didn't they? I don't know. I don't keep up with it. I just watch it every now and then. I'm making an idiot of myself, right? All right, Ethan, we're going to see you as the quarterback for the Bears. And I'm going to watch you because, I love my Bears. All right. Do we have... Okay, we will go ahead, pursuant to the request of both counsel, and reschedule this matter to the 4th day of May, 2011 at 3:30 p.m., and it'll be back here at the Des Moines City Council chambers. We'll see you back here, Ms. Lent, at that time, and hopefully the county attorney will be proposing to dismiss the charges. If everything goes well and Ethan keep going to school so he can learn those plays, maybe we will be dismissing it and you just have to pay a little bit of cost and it'll be all over with. So thank you very much. And Ethan, keep running. That's all. Thank you. Next case.
Next case of the State of Iowa versus Michelle Myers, SM number 317018. And this is the date and time that was set for a pretrial conference. Ms. Myers is present along with her attorney, Charles Isaacson, who's here on behalf of Jacob Mason. Bailey's also present, and we have Jim Mitchell from the school. Your Honor, that we would ask that we continue the pretrial conference to a second pretrial conference for April 6th at 3:30 p.m. here in this courtroom, and that if indeed the child continues to, Bailey continues to do well with unexcused absences, that we'd be looking at dismissing this at the next hearing in April at cost to the defendant. If I may approach with the proposed order.
Yes, you may. Ms. Isaacson, is there anything you want to say before we hear from the school?
Thank you, Your Honor. We agree to the order, and since the last hearing, the only absences that Bailey has had have been excused, so Bailey is doing better.
Oh, wonderful. Let's hear from Mr. Mitchell.
Your Honor, since the last court date, Bailey has been absent 4 days, but all 4 of those days have been excused with a medical note, and that's good. She is being tardy to some of her classes. Need to improve on that. But other than that, she's doing fine.
Thank you very much. Anything from the tracker?
Yes, sir. Edward Thompson, News Site Program, please. I'd like to report that Bailey is doing pretty good in school, and Mom's doing a pretty good job of communicating with me. Thank you.
Okay. And Bailey, how are you today? Good. Hey. And I understand you're doing very well in school. You're at Lincoln, too. What grade are you in? 9th. Oh, you're at Lincoln South, too. And you're having a good time over there? Yeah. And you're enjoying and making friends and having fun? Yeah. And so I understand you've been going to school pretty regularly. I mean, I don't know what to say. You know, you're doing so well. I see smiles all around. And when I see that, it just makes me happy. So I guess they could save the best for last. I guess that's all right today. For a while there, I thought that was kind of beating me up, though, you know. But anyway, I thank you. And what they're proposing, Bailey, is that if things work out, you'll come back in 2 months from now. And if things are still looking good, they're going to dismiss these charges and let you go on about your business. You're going into 10th grade. What do you do over there at Lincoln? You a cheerleader or what? Why not? It's like you have a cheerleader's physique. I bet you can cheer loud. You have a loud voice? I do, but I don't. You know what? They need cheerleaders over there. Those poor guys trying to play sports, they need somebody to help them a lot. I'm going to get whooped when I get home. Well, anyway, so what you tell me what you're going to be last time? Oh, that's right. You're going to go into the muscle business. Well, all right. I guess that's a viable job. Why don't you become a doctor, you know? They make the money. If you're going to have to learn all those muscles, don't you make the massage therapists, they make some money, but if you want to make the big bucks, you have to buy your mommy a house and live out in West Des Moines. You're going to have to become the doctor or the dentist or something like that. That's where the bucks are, don't you think? Well, think about it. Think about what you can do to make the big bucks. You know, you want to make enough money so that you can have something to throw away, right? All right, then. Well, think about that doctor thing. You know, you can do it. Aren't you smart enough? Okay, then. If you're smart enough, what's the problem? All right, we'll see you back here in April 6th, 2011 at 3:30. Come back and tell me you want to be a doctor. And also, if everything works out, we might get it dismissed even before that time. So we'll see you back here tentatively April 6th, 2011 at 3:30 p.m. Dr. Bailey, I see it right. Dr. Bailey, can't you see it? Close your eyes. Can't you see it? Dr. Bailey. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What else do we have before us, Ms. Gonzalez?
Your Honor, the last case is the State of Iowa versus Charles Caulfield. This was an SM number 317669. This was the day and time that was set for the initial appearance for 3:30 today. Your Honor, it is now about 5 till 5, and Mr. Caulfield has not appeared, and we will be asking that a warrant be issued.
All right, Ms. Gonzalez, we'll issue a warrant today for Charles Caulfield and his failure to appear for a hearing today. Mr. Caulfield, you need to get yourself down to my courtroom, room 211 or room 101, before this warrant is executed. Otherwise, they're going to pick you up and take you off to jail. So we're hoping that you will come on in and get this thing resolved. that all before the court today, Ms. Gonzalez?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
All right. This being the January edition of the Truancy Court, which the court in a minute, they will call it to a close. We want to thank you for joining us today. As I said, the most important thing is that your young people get to school, that they're educated, and that they learn, because we are all about learning in the state of Iowa. It is imperative that our young people be the best that they can be. And the only way they can be the best is if they educate themselves. So I'm hoping that you have learned from the program, that you will keep your young people in school, and that you will make them become whatever they can become. And as I tell every last one of the young people that come before me, you can be anything you want to. You're all bright, you're smart, you're happy, and you're great looking. So there is nothing that should stop you. So thank you for joining us. We'll see you all next month.